Hey everyone, if you want to get better at improv, consume pop culture. I can't believe I'm saying this. Hey everyone, it's Anthony, and if you want to get better at improv, you need to consume pop culture. You need to consume more than just that. Just consume as much as you possibly can. But you might say, well, where do I start? Well, a good place to start is with the gets or the ask fors or the prompts that you're trying to get from the audience. If you're asking the audience things like, name a movie genre, and you don't really have a full understanding of all the movie genres out there, you could find yourself in a little spot of trouble. Now, it is fun when you ask the audience, can I yell at your favorite TV show? And someone yells out like Desperate Housewives of Orange County, and you're like, I can't see all the Desperate Housewives. I don't know what goes on in that one, right? That might be a little fun, and then, to watch someone get it wrong can be fun. But another really fun thing we can do in improv is mapping. And we can't map unless we really understand a genre clearly. So by just mashing play on one of the many streaming services or on YouTube that might show you clips of a particular art style or genre, movie style, whatever it might be, taking a moment to just kind of understand what the pacing is of that or the formula is of that show or whatever it might be, and then you can more easily map that to the performance that you're doing. So for example, you're doing scene 3 ways, where you do a scene that's just a normal scene, and then you ask the audience for a different genre or a different style to see that in. Well, if someone says, Law and Order, right? You would know the pacing of the Law and Order TV show, and you would then map that pacing on top of the scene. Hey, Mitch, good morning. Would you like a cup of coffee? Oh, I'd love a cup of coffee. That sounds great. All right. Thanks so much for that coffee. And scene. Now let's see that in the style of Law and Order, right? We know that comes first, so we do that, let the audience know. We know what Law and Order is about. That's the main thing, right? And then it's like, I heard he wanted a cup of coffee. Yeah, that's right. He came in around 3 o'clock and said he was interested in some coffee. Well, I'd like some coffee. Oh, yeah? Would you like some coffee? I'm making some right now. All right. Oh, we got a runner, right? So this is kind of Law and Order, as I'm just kind of like, this is what I know about it, and this is what I'm going to map onto the scene that we just did. Well, I only know about Law and Order because I've watched a bunch of Law and Order. I promise that's the last time I'm going to say Law and Order. Okay, that was it. So why are we doing this? What's the big lesson to take away here? Well, I think it's try to consume as much information about what people are interested in the moment that you can. So try to just mash play on that show that you're not interested in watching, but everyone keeps talking about, and everyone's like, "Oh, you got to see. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Have you seen this?" And it's like, I haven't seen it. Well, go watch a little bit of it. Just mash play and just watch it, because now you'll get a little bit of what we call a nodding knowledge. Like, yeah, I know what it's about, and I've seen a little bit of it. I haven't seen the whole thing, and I'm not super consumed by it, but I've watched enough of it to kind of know what it's about, so that I can parody it or use it when I'm in an improv show. Don't ask the audience for things you're not prepared to answer. Not that we can't have fun with it, and I think it's always fun to be thrown in hot water. Don't get me wrong, but it's a good idea, and there's more comedy at the end of this if we really bone up and learn some of these things that we're going to need. So ask yourself, what get fors or ask fors or whatever you want to call them, suggestions are we getting from the audience? Okay, one example is I did scene 3 ways, and I asked the audience for a genre. Well, I was actually at an indie film convention, and the person I got the suggestion from said tranche de vie, which means slice of life, which I now know, but I didn't know at the time. Forgive me for not knowing all my French art house terms. So I said, I don't really know what that means. And the audience was like, I'm in theater. I'm doing a piece that requires me to know all these different film and movie genre styles, but I don't know them. So I went back and I boned up and I learned more about those genre styles. If you ask the audience for a specific moment in history, you should know your history, and you should know a lot of the specific moments in history and how those work. That's another really great example of how this game can go south, or you ask the audience for something and then you're like, well, wait, I don't know anything about that historical moment in time. And even if you do, it would be good to go back, because there's a lot of really cool things in history and fun little facts that we can throw into our improv scenes that can make it even more interesting. I don't have a good example of that right now. Abraham Lincoln never wore a top hat. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, you might be able to mention that in your set. See what I'm saying? I haven't boned up on my history, but I also avoid those games. I run from those games. That's all I have for you today. I hope this tip helps you out. If you have any questions or any other tips you want to hear about, if there's anything you want to know about improv or communication that you're interested in, public speaking, just leave a comment below, like, subscribe, let me know what you're interested in hearing about, and I'd love to talk to you about it. I'm a big fan of communication and talking about all these things, so just let me know. And if you want to get better at improv, we've got a whole bunch of videos now that can hopefully help you do that. I will see you next time. Bye.